In the Bible, blessing is tied to representation. There are certain people who are called to represent God to others. Just like when you have a debate where you have a mediator between two parties where they are the one in between the two to try to keep the conversation aligned, so it is that there are people who represent God, and this is what they call mediation. Blessings are covenantal, and covenant is when God chooses a person or a people, commits to them, and doesn't walk away. So blessing is not simply, hey, bless you, brother, and like putting out good vibes or good energy to somebody. It is bringing people into a covenant alignment and awareness so that they might be aligned with the relationship that God is trying to have with them. This is why most often the people in the Bible who bless are the patriarchs and the fathers. They're the priests, they're the prophets, they're the people who have authority, who are mediating God and representing God to a certain other types of people who are most often the ones who bless, the apostles, Jesus, etc. Blessing is about helping people move toward God, toward life, toward alignment, toward being able to mediate themselves in reality and in truth. When you get to the book of Malachi, they're taking the ritual sacrifices, they're performing the whole thing they're supposed to do. They're doing the job correctly, but they're mediating God to the people incorrectly by taking Gimpy, the three-legged sheep, or the one that has blemishes. And they're not telling the people, no, this is not the sacrifice that God requires. Therefore, the way that they're representing God to the people gives a distorted view of who God is. So even though they bless the people, because the mediation is distorted, that blessing leads people away from God. Therefore, the blessing is cursed. So false blessing is letting people feel affirmed while leading them away from life and leading them away from God. So when Paul says to bless those who curse you, he's not saying to just give some happy feeling back to them or to say, oh, it's okay that you're cursing me. He's saying make your response something aligned with covenant reality that will bring restoration to them, even if it's rebuke, even if it's you're going to see judgment. Every single brick shall fall upon itself. This is what's going to happen. It won't always be that. There are a lot of places where Jesus has tenderness toward people, but there are also a lot of places where he says, woe to you hypocrites. And in those times, in the woe to yous, he's still mediating. He's still blessing, because the purpose of it, the intention of it is to bring people back into alignment, back into life, back into relationship with God. Not to curse them, but to see their restoration fully. So Paul's saying, don't be a mirror of hatred, but rather a bridge toward restoration. The blessing is always what leads to life and restoration.